Hey everybody, thanks for tuning back in to Backwoods Torque. Today is going to be a quick little how-to video on the process that I took for debadging and rebadging the 2006 Dodge Ram 2500 that I've got. If you tuned in to the last episode, you saw me do the full sport swap conversion, a bunch of paint matching, and we got rid of all of the chrome on the truck. So the only chrome that's remaining is the Ram 2500 badging on the front doors, and then we have the chrome Cummins badging that goes on the front fenders. So I'm going to be taking all of that badging off and putting on some new black badging that I purchased online. And then the decision that I'll have to make is, do we put the Ram 2500 badging on the doors, or do we just leave it a little less badged? So we'll have to see what it's looking like once we get all that old badging removed and make that decision from there. But here, we'll just jump right into it. So I started things off by putting some masking tape around the Cummins logo that's on the front fender. We want to tape behind it for a couple of reasons. One, I need to figure out the exact location that new badge is going, and if you don't mark it exactly where it was with some tape, you're never going to be able to find that perfect spot. Also, I don't want any of the fishing line to scratch any of the paint. Then I just took some fine fishing line. This was like just some 4 or 6 pound to go through and cut the emblem off. Go back and forth in a kind of a sawing motion, just gently get that badging removed. It's basically cutting through the adhesive that was used to hold that badging on. Once you reach the end, the badge should come right off. It is going to leave a bunch of residue behind it from the 3M tape that was on that previous badge. So with this first one, I just peeled those thick pieces off with my fingers. It was a little bit time consuming, but that got most of the adhesive removed just by peeling it off in big chunks. Then I used an eraser wheel, connected it to my drill, and that eraser wheel is essentially erasing all of the rest of the adhesive off. So it removed it very effectively. Did not need any like Goo Gone or anything like that. The eraser wheel was able to take care of all of it. Once I got all that stuff off, I grabbed some quick detailing spray and just cleaned it all off and got any remaining residue. And here you see me applying the new black badging. This badging is a little bit bigger than the previous one, so I left the tape on the left side and the bottom and just justified it against that corner. I felt like that was gonna look the best, still centered and still off of that door line, and it seemed to be a great fit there. And next up was removing the Ram 2500 badging from the front door. You see me here taping it all off again. I was unsure at the time if I was going to be putting the new black badging that I had. I do have the Ram 2500 in black. However, I really like the look of it not being badged on the door, so I was hoping that I wasn't going to have to use it. I still purchased it just in case I had a ton of paint fade, but I used the same methods to get all of this stuff off, using the same fishing line and then using the eraser wheel. And then luckily, although I had a little bit of paint fade, it wasn't very noticeable, so I ended up leaving all of that black badging off. Now, when I got to this badging on the door, I did try to skip using the peeling method, and I just used the eraser wheel, so that definitely did work. However, I had to do a lot more work with the eraser wheel, so it was about the same amount of time no matter which way you do it. If I had another car to debadge, then I would consider using kind of the Goo Gone method, but this seemed to work extremely well. Although all the adhesive came off, I did need to get the truck detailed, and it had still left a little bit of a mark, but Julian from Goat Auto Spa, who does all the detailing work for my truck when I'm not just cleaning it myself, he used some cut and polish and got the rest of all of this off and had it looking great, which you'll see here shortly. So as you can see, I decided to go with no badging on the front doors and just stick with the Cummins badging, which when you pair it with the custom Cummins rock sliders, the Cummins seats, and the Cummins black badging up front, this whole truck is just themed black Cummins logos, and I think it's so sick the way everything's coming together. this truck. This thing is looking great. Thanks for watching this quick how-to video. Stay tuned for the next episode of Backwoods Torque.